Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S. back at you with part 3. This time I've actually remembered, because normally I copy and paste the title when I do these sort of different videos where I break them into 3 parts, but I forgot to change it from part 1 to 2. So I don't know if you noticed that, but it's in my last video. So I actually entitled it part 1 when it was supposed to be part 2. But anyway, I managed to change it. So that's a trivial point. But anyway. Yeah, so obviously, as I say, I break these into 3 different parts, so obviously the videos aren't too long. But yeah, so I hope you checked out parts 1 and 2 and enjoyed them. I think these videos obviously are specifically for people with dyslexia or their families or people who want to learn about dyslexia, but I imagine mostly dyslexics or their families would want to learn about dyslexia. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed some of the ideas. I thought they were quite interesting, but even if I do say so myself, but I'm going to try and find a way to communicate my ideas a bit better. But anyway, I'm going to try and stop waffling and talk about these ideas I have. So yeah, number 21, just to recap some of my thoughts or some ideas and plans and stuff like that. I'd love to see like this. One idea I had using my imagination, also imagine people like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, the Berkshire Hathaway, Cascade Investments, respectively, and things like that. Some of the biggest and richest investors and people who are billionaires investing in dyslexic people, whether they're dyslexic themselves or not, like seeing the strengths of dyslexics and seeing that we're worth investing in. I think that'd be quite interesting. And I'd also love to see people like lost my train of thought. So I'd also love to see people like Richard Branson and people like that, Charles Schwab and other dyslexics who have done well, as well as entrepreneurs generally, like set up their own investment or their own training academies in parts of Asia and Africa for dyslexics. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with the list. So number 21, again, recapping some of those ideas. I'd love to see like multi-billionaires and billionaires generally, possibly millionaires or other investors or business people and investors generally investing in dyslexics and seeing that we have strengths, especially in Asia and Africa and Ireland, places like that, seeing what we can contribute to the economy. Maybe seeing politicians as well supporting dyslexics in those countries, like supporting their dyslexics, their dyslexic population, seeing they can achieve things. 22, I'd love to see, like, for instance, the next Richard Branson being a dyslexic from India or somewhere like that, or somewhere in Africa or somewhere else in Asia. I see lots of little Richard Bransons for the future, like becoming the next Richard Branson or next Jamie Oliver or whatever in the future. The next successful dyslexics, excuse me, coming from Asia and Africa and places like that. 23, again, I'd love to see like investment into dyslexics and dyslexic talents and supporting like dyslexic artists and things like that, and people like that, sorry, from Africa and Asia. Like I support a school in Kenya, or try to support a school as much as I can, and they have a great artist, and I'm sure they have 1 or 2 others who can, if only we could help to market his artwork and help him to make a business from it so he can earn a living for himself and his family. I'm sure he'd do a lot better, and I'm sure he would. He could support he could support Kenya more better. He could support Kenya through his art and that sort of thing. So I'd love to see investment, as I say, generally in dyslexic people and our talents, whether that be art, writing, funny enough, which would be a strange area, but also business, inventions, and things like that. Number 24, again, I'd love to especially support countries that were colonized as an anti-imperialist, again, showing what dyslexic people can do to those for those countries. And number 25, I'd also love to support republics as much as possible and show what dyslexics can contribute to countries that are colonized and also republics. Number 26, I think this would be a good way to create reparations by supporting dyslexics from Africa and Asia, excuse me, and places like that. Number 27, I'd love to acknowledge the people who have supported us the most in the future as well. So having perhaps a website with a list of people who have supported dyslexics in Africa and Asia and places like that. 28, hopefully I and other people as well working together will change people's perceptions of dyslexia and dyslexics and show again what we can contribute to those countries. So people in Malaysia, India, Indonesia, Singapore, the rest of Asia, and also Kenya, South Africa, and the rest of Africa could see what dyslexic people can achieve. And so if they know people with dyslexia, or their son or daughter or whoever has dyslexia, they can see that it's not always a negative thing. And though they might not be the best academically, they can still do well in other areas. 29, again, I'd love to see my fellow dyslexics go to parts of Asia and Africa and talk about what they've done well and how they've achieved it, and how they can help people in those countries to do well, and teach, pass on those skills. So mentor them, and if they can't do so physically, again, they could do so virtually, and talk about what they've achieved and how they can support those people. So I hope people from Africa and Asia will find this video and share it with each other, and like talk about how a dyslexic person might be poor academically, as I say, but they could be the next Richard Branson or Charles Schwab or Craig McCall or another dyslexic billionaire. And there's quite a few out there. They could create something like IKEA, so Africa's version of IKEA, or Asia's version of IKEA, or the late founder of IKEA was dyslexic, for instance. Or they could become a great lawyer like David Boyce, I think his name is, or Erin Brockovich, who are both dyslexic. Or they could create another great business or something like that, and like Virgin or Schwab Corporation, they could create a version of that in Africa or Asia if they're encouraged. But if they're not encouraged, or if they're discouraged, they might not do it as well. Number 30, again, I hope to expand on this idea in the future, and hopefully other people will share their own ideas, and people who are more experienced or whatever could help with this plan. And again, I hope Made by Dyslexia, Dyslexic Advantage, the Dyslexic Advantage, the Yale Center for Dyslexia and Creativity, and other organizations like that, and dyslexic business people and others with dyslexia who have done well in their chosen field will all get involved as much as possible, especially those who are charitable and want to see their fellow dyslexics in Asia and Africa do well. And I think that covers everything for now, and I'm out. Peace and love.